Hi, everyone. Just wanted to let you know that the Thought Spiral gift shop is now finally officially opened at Zazzle.com/thought_spiral. That's Zazzle, ZAZZLE.com/thought_spiral. When I say gift shop, of course, I mean a shirt and a mug, but it's a start. Please check it out. Help us out if you feel like it. We appreciate it. Now enjoy Test Show 37.
These are my new expressions I just came up with. True dat.
Yeah.
I feel you. Same old, same old. What is true dat? That sounds wrong to me. A white person should say true dat.
Yeah. What is it?
You never respond to my anti-stereotype statements on the show.
I'm not on the clock yet. I'm still getting...
I know, because I told you every week that we do the show, it's Monday.
Yeah.
It's Monday, and in podcast land, it is Monday. What day is it? If they're listening in live?
Day of release, it's the 22nd of January.
Boy, am I glad that I asked that question and threw myself off again.
Really throws everyone right into the moment.
No, every Monday I call you at noon. We have a phone meeting, Skype. I only do 2 types of meetings.
That's someone else you're talking to, Andy, I'm afraid.
What?
You're planning a show with someone
Why are
else.
you embarrassed that we work so hard on the show?
Because it just, it never comes out the way that the script says.
You're not, because you're not reading the script right now. Did you get the goldenrod copies?
No, I'm still on Sky Blue.
Why am I making myself laugh? So we have a meeting at 12, and we, on the phone, Skype. It's a Skype meeting.
Right.
It's promoted, too.
Okay, now I'm on board. Yes, and...
Yes, that's not convincing. That's why you never were in the Groundlings or Mixed Nuts.
It's true.
Or Mice. Do you know there was a improv group named Mice?
I did not.
I did not know that, sir.
No.
I'm watching all the Johnny Carsons from the different generations, and they're different. Each decade is noticeably different.
Yeah, Johnny's demeanor does change.
And he had a funny joke on his 92 show. I guess that's when he retired, right?
Yeah.
And he said something about Jerry Brown's running for governor, and asked Jesse Jackson to run, and something ended up being Leno asked no, not Leno, but someone asked Branford Marsalis to run. So the joke was based on the fact that Leno and Branford Marsalis were about to take over the Tonight Show.
Yeah, I saw one the other night, like early 70s, and Steve Martin was a guest.
I have that. I've watched it till Steve Martin comes on.
Yeah.
Who's the first? Well, what's the first thing that happened?
I don't know. I only saw from like just before Steve Martin on. I think Sandy Duncan was on or something.
Sandy Duncan was on.
But Steve Martin. This was pre-Steve Martin mania.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah.
Well, what year?
It was pre-white
76 or
no? It was like 74. Or
74.
Yeah.
See, I thought that he was contiguous. What's the word?
Contiguous.
Contiguous or something at the same time Saturday Night Live.
No, that's once. I mean, he was huge right around that time. Yeah, but he was working all from
gotcha.
Smothers Brothers on. He would do stand up on the Smothers
Just trying to
Brothers.
catch you in a lie.
No, not going to happen yet. But Steve Martin was doing very meta card tricks for Johnny in the segment.
Was it like close-up magic stuff?
Yeah, and it was funny.
Yeah,
but it was not playing.
It was not what?
It was not playing to the audience.
Right. Whereas if you watched later appearances, they know who he is, I think, too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he wasn't.
I think he's done some... Did he redo something that he did as a short film on Carson once? The Waiter or something?
The Absent-Minded Waiter?
I wish I knew. I wish I had any facts at all, or I wish I was passionate about something.
The Absent-Minded Waiter came out in like 78.
I don't know what I'm saying, Josh. I really, it's been 3 or 4 things in a row now, and I really told myself, my wife said, come on, go over there tonight. You know you hate yourself, but go over there tonight. You know that it's not, you know that your career isn't what you thought it should have been. This is what my wife said. You know your career isn't what you had expected. Your career isn't.
There's air quotes here.
Good. Said, why don't you go over there with a positive outlook? So I practiced listening to her today.
Yeah, how did that go?
I listened back to a show. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
The show is, or?
No, I'm going to tell you that I listened back to him. Now, I wonder, did you see my reasons for it?
I did. I saw both your tweets today.
Well, because
Yes.
when I don't like to get credit for it, but when I actually go out of my way to promote my own show,
Go out of your way.
to promote my own show,
Yeah.
and the only reason why I promoted it was because I have Overcast. I don't get any money for saying this. At Overcast. Hey, do you like your websites rhombus shaped? Well, then maybe you want your podcast received by Overcast. Overcast. Get it.
When partly cloudy is too sunny.
Right. Well, I have Overcast, and when I went to Overcast today,
Yeah.
I listened to the Best Of show.
Okay.
And actually, I finished listening to it today. I started listening to it the other day.
Okay.
And the other day, I stopped at a certain point, and I was going to say, I had already prepared my, Josh, I've only listened to half of the Best Of show.
Yeah.
And this is where I'm at speech.
Okay.
And thank God I didn't end it there.
Okay. Can I stop you and just say, do you think I really care? Are you walking around going, Josh is going to expect me to have listened to this at this point?
No, wait a second. First of all, you're misreading me. I am not here to say, Josh, I know.
Well, but
I know that you want to be to watch the show. I've got good news. Listen to the show.
well, but
I've
you were
got
saying
good
you were
news
saying
for
how
Josh.
you were prepping a story.
Josh, sit down. Are you sitting down? I listened to. I think you're
You were
somewhat.
prepping a story for defending yourself for listening to half of it.
Well,
That's
no,
what
no.
I'm saying.
I'm not saying. First of all, we know that your go-to emotion is you can't act like you care more than the other person. Right?
I don't
You know
think
what I'm saying?
so. I don't think
I'm not
so.
trying to do a fake fight here. I'm
No,
trying
I
to
don't
be
think that is my-
entertaining.
I don't think
I'm trying to be
that is my
entertaining. No, okay.
go-to.
You don't think you have anything invested in, not as a fake thing, but that you are in control. That you're calm and collected. You don't. In other words, that's something that you. I don't know. Where am I going with this?
I don't know.
Where am I going with this?
It's not a character, I swear.
It's not a character. But where am I going with this? No. What you're saying is, you just said to me, I don't care whether you listen to the show or not. That, I think, is a part of your personality.
No, but that was in reference to you, like I said, coming up with, you were preparing a story for me so I wouldn't be disappointed in you. Like, I listened to
okay.
half of it, and I don't want,
No,
I don't want you to walk around
that
with
was
that
a misread.
pressure.
That was
'cause
a misread. That
it's
could have
kind
been
of-
it.
It's like, it's only at about shrug level to me whether you listen to it or not.
No.
'Cause luckily we
I don't
have
think that.
listeners.
I think
we have fantastic listeners who give me feedback.
No, I don't think that's true. I think that more than anybody else, my reaction is not just the cherry on your life cake,
Right.
but I complete you when it comes to this podcast.
I just don't want the responsibility of being an authority figure, really.
I just want to tell you that
I don't want to. I don't want you to walk around with podcast homework in your head.
well, no, that's not it. I do believe that, I don't believe that I'm getting, I have a lot of shame about many things that balls that I've dropped, right?
Yeah.
And I know the shame is counterproductive. So now I'm just trying to experience things and have less shame. So
Well, that's good. I don't want you to have any shame, frankly. A shame-free Andy. I mean, which wouldn't be funny, but he might be happy for the final years of his life, which is nice.
Well, I'd like to get to the point where I'm able to do things that I want to do because I want to do them, not because I'm scared. I'm
just
seeing
saying
Josh
we
tonight.
we set this up so that there's pretty much only one ball for you to drop, which is showing up or not.
Showing up or not, because I don't have to edit it.
You don't have to edit it. You just Well,
Well, first of all-
that's baseline. That's your only ball.
Well,
Everything after that is ball frosting, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, promoting would be nice.
I know. Well,
It's
that's the
always
thing. No,
nice,
you see, when
but-
you say promoting would be nice, now I have this in my head, this image
But you
of
did.
you.
You promoted today.
Not as much. But then if I don't promote, but then I'm somehow I'm still motivating myself with fear and loathing.
Okay, well, whatever.
But I'm
it
not in
takes.
Las Vegas.
I can't talk you out of that. So that's.
I've heard. Well, thank God you're not my therapist.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if I went to my therapist and I said, well, I'm still doing this thing. Well, look, that's not my problem. Oh, you and your problems. Isn't that someone's joke
I'm
already?
being passive aggressive though, because I want you to participate as much as you can. So I don't want.
No, I think
so,
yes, no.
So it's wrong.
It's
It's wrong of me to say, just show up, because obviously I'd like you to do more than that.
I know, I agree with you.
But I don't walk around with any resentment. How about that?
That's a perfect way to put it. But even if you walked around with a slight amount of resentment, this is the type of this. I'm the new Andy. I have got to accept that people. I think I'm lovable. I think that I'm a godlike figure, maybe a prophet.
Okay,
but people
that's less lovable. You're trading some lovability for the second thing. Yeah.
Well, it's like I'm doing the Chevy Chase thing where you're bragging about yourself.
Yeah, that resulted in a whole lot of love for him.
No. Okay, so let me take my first opportunity. What? That's my wife.
Your waffle's done.
Thanks for all the shopping. Love you. You never get that from your wife. Your wife says, "Oh,
no, I get it from your wife." Am I right?
I don't know. That's, there's absolute, some things are funny and some things
especially funny.
are I got to get these sounds off now, Josh. I don't want to hear anything when my texts come in. Okay, now I have it back to none.
I don't know. Last show, a text came in and you got a job.
That's right. And
did
tweeted,
you shoot that job yet?
I did not shoot that job. And I still kind of want to keep it a mystery, right?
Yeah, it's a pretty strong mystery.
And the thing is, because I do think I'll jinx it if I overly talk about it before it.
Yeah.
Because you know what I mean by jinx it?
I do.
Say something I shouldn't say.
Right. Sure.
And this is the only job I have.
No, I think I want you to. We won't say what it is. We won't talk about it.
Well, it's hot.
I hope it goes.
I'm dying in here. I'm dying.
I hope it goes well when you do your guest spot on It's a Different Decade up here.
I'm dying in here. Dying. Isn't that what he said in
Dog Day Afternoon?
Midnight Cowboy?
No.
I'm dying up here. I'm walking here.
I'm walking here is Midnight Cowboy, and I'm dying here is Dog Day Afternoon.
Oh, when he walks out, Attica. Why is he dying there in that scene?
Because he's exasperated.
Okay, spoiler alert. If you haven't seen the movie, just stop listening for 5 seconds.
See it.
But my favorite part is when they say to him, that they basically tell him they're going to take out the other guy.
John Cassell.
Yeah. And they say, don't worry about it. They kind of communicate to him like he's going out. Am I wrong about that? I think they kind of communicate to him. Not in a way that he could get it for sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
Fuck. Maybe I didn't even see the movie. Is this the Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3?
It's same era.
I like that movie too, but would I want to see it again? Dog Day Afternoon, I definitely wanted to see.
Walter Matthau, it's pretty strong.
I love Walter Matthau in anything.
There you go. Then that's a movie.
I like him naked. What?
Why would you like that? No, it's garbage.
All right, so now
look at my penis.
So okay, so let's just do it. I listened to the show.
Okay.
And when I stopped listening to the show halfway through, I was a little depressed. And the reason why was because I started to say some of the things I was thinking were true. I was listening to a part of it where I was sounding sincere about something.
Okay.
It's not about me talking about my dad.
Was it Montreal?
I think it
it was probably like when we were doing the writing for Montreal, maybe?
Maybe, but I just got this thing where I didn't feel like I felt like I was trying. I felt like the person who was in the podcast was trying too hard to do something. I'm talking about me.
Yeah.
But then I realized, so then I started to go, you can't, not that I don't want to listen to myself more, but there's something about you almost can't listen to yourself unless it's not comedy. In other words, like I can evaluate a comedy thing, but I can't say you are quite a wonderful conversationalist. You know what I mean? So that's what I was going to say halfway through. I was kind of like bummed about it, basically saying I can't listen to myself and be objective about it because I didn't like that part of myself. I don't even remember what it was.
Right.
But then I went back and listened to the rest of it, and then I loved it. I actually did love it.
Excellent.
Not that I'll listen to every show, but I loved it because I said the later stories about my dad dying and death and stuff like that sounded more sincere. I think I was picking up on some nervousness I had in an earlier episode.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that was the best of thing early on. And so I just started to get scared, and then I went back and listened to the rest, and I was very happy.
Good.
I was really happy.
Good.
And I was very happy with, and we're not turning into Ricky Gervais.
All right. No, it's a little self-satisfying.
It is self-satisfying. It's self-aggrandizing.
But you've listened to so many fewer episodes than everyone listening.
But I'm just
right
saying,
now,
Nichols and May, Kindler and Weinstein, I'm just saying I put myself
Someone
up.
wrote in and said Fraser and Niles Crane.
I'll take it.
Yeah,
I'll take
wasn't
it.
too
You know,
bad.
you can really take any pair of people.
Right.
The Bacon brothers were in a
They're
way.
uncanny in a lot of ways. We're like the Jewish Bacon brothers.
Now, the only thing that I still, and I thought I'd be so embarrassed. The thing I thought couldn't listen to
Yeah.
after the first day, which I heard myself, I don't even know what it was, but it sounded like, oh, there's Mr. Sincerity, or there's Mr. talking about his issues. It's like I just started to hate on myself.
Yeah.
As the kids say. But then I was dreading hearing the arguments. I
Oh, were
was
you?
dreading hearing that
Yeah.
because I thought I would be embarrassed by my behavior.
Yeah.
And I was pleasantly surprised by my own behavior.
Really? Oh, that's good.
Yeah. And so only a couple times did I cringe. And the only thing I still disagree with you about, and I'll go to my grave. I don't know why I'm going to my grave so soon. I still think the only thing I was right about was the joke about the storm in Florida.
Yeah.
Because my opinion is that you were saying you got to expect with a joke like that someone's going to tell you to go fuck yourself. I don't see that part of it. I think that was a joke where I don't know what people got mad, but I did not. Okay, here's the thing: I did not expect that they would get mad. And your argument was, what would you expect would happen? I
Right.
did not expect they would get mad.
Okay. Well,
I don't want to bring it up again because you know why? What a bit more are we going to say about it?
right. I still think, had you taken a beat, you could have expected it.
Well, wait a second. Okay. Well, I'm glad you're certainly willing to look at your behavior again.
I don't.
You never back down. Maybe that's something you should look into. Maybe you're wrong. You ever think of that?
Not right off the top, no.
Well, no. Basically, I guess my only point is.
No, I have to listen back, so I always have to decide if I'm wrong or right.
Oh, good. By the way, excellent editing.
Thank you.
You really did excellent.
Thank you.
And I love the best of the impressions.
They do.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic. All right, I'm sorry. That's enough about me listening back to the best of. Let's talk about other things, other projects.
All right.
Okay.
How's it going? How's life?
You sent me a thing today. That was pretty cool. Now, who is that? Tom Segura on TV?
No, that was Pete Lee on The Tonight Show the other night.
Oh, Pete Lee on The Tonight Show.
Yes. But
And he had
he introduced him holding up a poster of "I Need You to Kill."
And so why did he walk into the camera?
And then at the end of the show, after Pete's set, as the band was playing off, he walked the poster like right into the camera. Which was pretty cool.
So
Made me like Jimmy Fallon one notch more.
Jimmy Fallon, we love him, right?
Exactly. Historically
How come
and
I'm not on
presently.
that show?
Yes.
That show's great. So great, so great, so great.
But Pete Lee was really funny on it.
Pete's very funny.
And,
I'm not surprised.
And Tom Segura's special came out that same day on Friday on Netflix.
So you getting a spike in...
I don't know. I'm
know?
not watching sales. I have
why
no
would you
idea.
watch
I
sales?
have
What's
no
the
idea.
point?
But comments, if you've bought the movie, please go comment where you bought it. Please.
Okay. Should I do that too?
Yeah, sure. You
they
have,
know
like,
I'm me, though.
Like you bought the movie.
I'm a ringer.
Yeah.
I would be happy to buy it.
Buy it.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I didn't think you would either.
I want to go. The only way I want to watch my friend's stuff is through some kind of illegal downloading site.
Right.
Like Scabster.
No
I
one-
get most of my stuff from Scabster.
No one is afraid of you finding your way to a pirate site.
Do you use Scabster? I use Naptime.
Do you?
Naptime is still good.
It's still good.
But one thing I did want to say, again, another thought that came to me about listening back to my voice.
Yeah.
I do think...
Soothing isn't a word that comes to mind.
No. I've been getting a lot of calls for like the Quiet Storm type of voiceovers.
Yeah.
But
I'm up to play mucus in the next.
Is that how you think my voice sounds?
Yeah, I could see you playing
Mucusy?
mucus. I could see you playing. No. When they do the.
You just see me visually. as
Like, I guess,
mucus.
well, TJ Miller, I don't know if he's keeping his mucus gig for Mucinex.
Oh, I don't know. Everything's depressing to me. Aziz Ansari was accused of being funny.
Wow, he's put his hood over his head. He's so wishing he hadn't, but glad he said that at the same time.
I delivered my material like this the other night, and it made it work so much better. I came out on stage and said, talk about masturbating in front of somebody. Why don't you go look at Louis season 3? Now, previous to this, I would say Louis C.K.'s name first and then do that joke.
Right.
But once you say Louis,
once you say masturbating in front of somebody,
well,
it's like a trademark.
No, but
it's like saying talk about 11 herbs and spices. They know you're talking about the Colonel.
That also could be a masturbation joke.
Yeah, it could.
If we were dirty comics and terrible people.
Not how we play it.
So all I wanted to say was I listened back to everything.
Okay.
And I realized that it's almost impossible to to do whatever you want to do by overanalyzing how you're doing it.
Right.
Because it just is not, there's nothing I can like if I go, wow, you didn't sound like I would say, wow, every time you try and you're really being funny, that's great. Right? But I can't say to myself, I'm going to go on there and just be a jokester for an hour because
you can't say that to yourself.
So there's nothing that's going to work, which is, I guess, the fun of it.
No, I understand. There's not a lot of information you can apply, really.
Right.
Because we have no plan, and we're doing this once a week, and it comes out how it comes out, kind of.
Yeah. Now, if we weren't performers at all, I'm sure it's problematic for people who start a podcast without having done any kind of performing.
Right.
But it's not.
But those people tend to have a topic.
They tend to have a topic, but there's no way I can listen back and gain much insight. I mean, I gained insight. I was happy to hear. I enjoyed it, but gain more insight about how to approach it. It's almost like. I feel like
you didn't get anything like listen more.
Oh no, that I understand. I do listen more. I don't think I'm going to. Those are good notes. I don't think I'm going to be able to follow them, but those notes make sense.
Right.
The idea of listening more.
In the best of show, there wasn't a lot of you not listening either. That was part of the best of. Makes it.
Well, I like our ins and outs. Mad dog.
Yes.
Shoot! Ice cream. I don't know why I said ice cream, man. Anyway, everything is good.
Good. Everyone healthy at your house now?
Yes, we're both. The wife and I are both emerging from this virus land.
Good.
I wonder if there really is a virus land.
I'm going to let you simmer.
I saw an old friend of mine. I'm going to keep going until you insert yourself.
Okay.
Here's the problem with my entire approach. Why do I have to be... There's something accusatory in my entire approach to life.
There is. It's
it's
a
like
competition thing.
It's like the is the joke about I don't need your sugar when you're going to borrow sugar from your next door neighbor, and then as you're walking over there, I hope he lends me the sugar. I lent him my lawnmower for 7 weeks. I mean, why wouldn't he lend? Then you get to the door, keep your goddamn sugar.
Right.
I don't know how that related. So, I saw an old friend of mine from college, of really great actors. I'm just going to call. I was wondering. I don't always have to use everyone's last name. Maybe they don't want to have their last name.
Very possible.
Okay, so this is my friend Janet. We're great friends from college.
Janet who?
She was a great friend, a very talented actor, a very funny person, and I haven't seen her in a long time. And this is how I think my whole life I've had, not dementia. I'm trying to think of like why you can't remember things. I had forgotten that she had been shot through her heart across the street from Cantor's Deli, and that it avoided normally a bullet breaks apart inside someone.
Right.
This passed through her unchanged and hurt nothing except for the blood she lost to get to the hospital. And when she told me that, I said, what? She said, of course, how could I forget that?
That's a pretty
big forget.
Fun fact about someone, yeah.
And now over the week I've been thinking about why I wouldn't remember as much, and I'm realizing now that different periods of my life, I think I was like so emotionally involved with whatever I was doing at the time. Like my friend Janet, I knew her at college, upstate New York,
right.
And I came out and we were always great friends. But it could have been like for a couple. I know I wasn't there when she got shot, but
right.
I do remember hearing about it a year later. You know, But it is. I don't know. I don't know if that's an aging thing or if that happens to everybody, or I don't like the. Just don't want to get shot.
Some information just doesn't get filed.
How rare is that, though? That could happen to somebody to be shot through the chest and survive with. I guess it happens.
Right.
So.
Shot to the heart, and you're to blame.
I could do. Is that Pat Benatar?
No, I believe it was Bon Jovi. Oh. You give love a bad
Well, you
name.
told me that Bon Jovi was your favorite group. I just don't ever think of that group.
I defy you. Go home and listen to every
I don't even
record
understand
they've
the name
ever
of the
made,
group.
and then give me that argument.
Is it their last name?
Huh?
Is Bon Jovi their last name?
It's one of their last names.
What are you talking about?
I mean,
isn't it John Bon Jovi, Bobby Bon Jovi,
no,
Ed Bon Jovi,
no,
and Phil Ramone?
Right.
Isn't that who was in that group?
Yes. No, you're thinking of Sean Arnott.
Don't get me into the Sean Arnott bit. It's the greatest ongoing bit. Okay, I guess I don't know Bon Jovi. Is their last name Bon Jovi?
John Bon Jovi's last name is Bon Jovi.
And then who else?
The rest of Bon Jovi. Richie Sambora?
Okay, then nobody's related in the band.
Not that I know of.
But someone named their family Bon Jovi? It sounds like Chef Boyardee. Oh, God.
This is a strong bet.
I hope to God. So anyway, that's it. I saw my friend. Yeah. I thought that would be a longer story.
Right. But she's fine?
She's fine. She lives up in Reno. I'll go over that.
She doesn't whistle or anything? No.
She never actually went to a hospital. How much shooting humor do you have?
I've got a hard drive full.
You have a chunk?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know why I just had that sigh.
I don't know either.
So what's been going on?
Why are you exasperated?
Hey, let me turn the tables on you.
Yeah.
What's been happening in your world?
Very exciting football game this weekend.
Yes. Congratulations.
Thank you. As much I had
way,
a lot to do with it.
There's no way in the world you could have been confident that last play was going to result in the touchdown.
I was not confident at all.
But also, I felt better upon looking at the last play that guy should not be the GOAT because I think it was Jimmy Johnson who explained why the defender made that move. He was probably told,
no,
whatever you do, no interference.
Right.
So he wanted to avoid hitting the guy.
Yeah, and he was trying to keep him in bounds.
Who was?
He was trying to keep the receiver in bounds so the clock would run out.
Oh.
That's why he tried to put his back to
I
him.
see, yeah. And there should have been, he wasn't the safety, right?
He was.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be the last chance.
Yes.
So was there a broken down coverage? No, right? It's just the play goes on.
It went the way it was supposed to go, except for he didn't make the play, and our guy won a miraculous game.
I love that guy Diggs.
Yes.
I love that guy Diggs so much. And I love the shtick he was doing, which he does a thing like he's Superman, I think. It's something like that where he stands just kind of like, he crosses his arms and he wants to be admired.
Yes.
So,
Stalin, I think, is the first to do that.
He was. No, I see that more like Mussolini.
Mussolini is what I was thinking.
Goes
I'm
with
sorry.
the back of the head.
That's what I was going for, is Mussolini.
And what happened in that game? Did some field goal kickers miss some... Did the field goal kicker miss a couple of field goals?
There was a miss, but that wasn't the crucial thing. I mean, I guess it kind of was, but...
Oh. Who's Forbath?
No one missed at the end.
Who's Forbath?
Forbath was the Minnesota kicker, but he made the crucial kick at the end.
Right, but he almost didn't have a chance or something, right? Because of some previous...
This is so fucking
This is so boring.
Andy.
But here's the thing.
Oh, my God.
I know. It's not going to be as boring when you realize... When you're editing this and you realize you don't have anything else... You're going to make yourself like this. But one rule, football rule, I don't understand, and I'm sure you won't be able to help explain it, is why they have to kick an extra point once the game is won. That's so crazy. Not during overtime.
Right.
That's not the rule for overtime games.
Right, because
an
that's
overtime
sudden
game.
Death.
Right. But what is the point of kicking an extra point? Nothing can happen with that kick that can change the outcome of the game. It's so bizarre.
It was bizarre.
Oh, all right. Well, I thought you'd have something insightful to say. Unbelievable. I put so much time into preparing.
I assume it's for gamblers. for example,
that's right.
Minnesota,
And
by not kicking the extra point, they did not beat the spread.
That makes total sense. I think it is for gamblers.
Probably.
Because somebody could make the call. No, wait a second. It can't be for gamblers.
Oh, yes,
Why do I listen to you?
Yes, it can.
I have so weak
they
backbone.
wouldn't say it's for gamblers, but I bet that's why.
Well, how do they know what the... Okay, because something... Making that decision... No, wait a second. No, you wouldn't make the decision, though. You wouldn't... If it just ended then, there was never a way you could cause that to happen.
Well, but if there was a tie, for example, you have to have a rule. Like if that touchdown tied the game,
but it did,
and you didn't have,
but if it doesn't tie the game,
you didn't have an extra point,
right? But if the time's out in the clock,
right?
To me, if the touchdown causes more points than the other team has, we all head to the locker room, and we couldn't have known that before the game.
Well, I think you should take that up at your next rules committee meeting,
or a podcast that deals with the rules of football.
There's probably 90 of those.
Would be good. Would be nice. So it's a new year.
Yes.
You didn't do resolutions, right?
No.
How popular was our New Year's Day show?
I think, normal popular.
Oh, God. I don't even know why I bring up this. I should only bring up if I prearrange with you that you say flowery thing, like Trump-like things.
All right.
Like he says, I can tell you that. That thing where he says, I'm the least... This is where it sounds like he's crazy, where he says, I'm the least racist person you'll ever know.
Yeah.
It just sounds like an insane man.
It totally does. It does not
and then he says, I'll tell you that.
Right.
Whenever he adds one of those after it.
Right. You've ever interviewed, I'll tell you that.
And that makes me so ashamed that...
I was just watching before you came a racism montage on MSNBC.
Of his stuff.
And it was like the longest racism montage since the Schindler's List scene with the red coat girl.
And, well, that was rough. That was a rough scene to top. The thing about it, that's what still enrages me is that I feel there's a lot of white people who, for some reason, couldn't care less. Not that they couldn't care less, but they didn't. When I heard he was a birther, it made me angry like a Jew in the South on those marches in the 60s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like the people were not more enraged that he was a racist going in. He was a birther going in.
Right.
That makes me even more angry that we allowed this guy to win or even get to the close to where he could steal it.
Yeah, it sucks.
He stinks. I know. That's the problem. That's even worse about him. Is that he stinks so terrible. That's part of his plan.
You can't even have a real conversation about why he stinks because it's just all
everybody
self-evident.
knows.
Yes.
Oh God! I hope we live through. If we don't live through this,
well, this is a couple days after the big Hawaii missile scare too, and that to me is fascinating. Honestly, just because just thinking of like how many people in Hawaii decided in those 36 minutes or 38 minutes I am wasting my fucking life with this person, or I can't believe this fucking job I have, and change the course of their life because of that false alarm and one dude pushing the wrong menu item.
You mean the guy who admits to stealing from the bank or something?
Yeah, or goes in and quits their fucking job.
Yeah, what's the point?
Yeah. Losers.
If that happened in Los Angeles, I don't know how many people live in Hawaii. I would still be running right now. I would be I don't know if I'd be at Riverside now. I wouldn't have stopped to make I wouldn't have even thought, is my wife okay? Right. I'd be out of here. Take the car. Maybe a week later, go, oh shit, I hope my wife made it out.
All right.
But the main thing is every goddamn person for themselves. I want to have an underground bunker now so bad. Yeah. Wouldn't you love one?
No.
Why not? Me, you, and Allison. And...
You just killed any chance of it.
We're listening to Steely Dan forever. We have enough Steely Dan to last us for years. I cried when I wrote this song. Sue me if I... Doesn't he say that? If I go too long?
I don't know.
I drink Dr. Pepper all night long and ride behind the wheel
Drink Dr. Pepper all
No, that's
night
not
long.
it, right?
Drink Scotch whiskey all night long.
And die behind the wheel. What is this? Deacon Blues? Yeah.
You got there eventually. the Deacon Blues,
Eventually. A lot of people, when they hear me attempt to sing at all on the podcast, I'm getting a lot of emails. Maybe you weren't hard enough on yourself as a musician.
Right.
Maybe you had some instincts that was trying to save you a lot of time.
Right.
So I have to reevaluate that.
Nah. It's all rear view mirror shit.
Well, oh, that's good. You should write like a "Don't Sweat the Small Stuff" book.
Nah.
Have you read any of those books?
No, I don't read self-help.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Well, I know if you say it like self-help, you were
not
big,
that I don't need help. Don't get me wrong.
you just not need help from those people. You were a huge Susan Powder fan. I remember you used to tell me to stop being sanity.
That's who that was. I was trying to think of what her catchphrase was as soon as you said
Stop
her
being
name.
sanity.
Yes.
She would hold up a potato. I don't know what the shtick with the potato was.
Yeah.
You can eat 30,000 of these if you don't put a pat of butter. Are there any fitness diet gurus who have stood the test of time? I say no. One guy got murdered.
The Scarsdale guy. Yeah.
This diet racket is not all that it's cracked up to be. The one guy got murdered by his girlfriend.
Jack LaLanne lived a gajillion.
Yeah, but did he have? He didn't have any specific ideas except style. He was like, just keep going, go, lift this,
Right. Pull a rowboat or 10 or 50 or 90.
Oh, you're watching TV? Go like that. Just punch out in the air. I mean, that guy. I loved Jack LaLanne. What were your feelings about him? I'll accept your negative feelings of him.
He was always there. You know, he was just one of those, like, he felt like a guy from the 50s who never died.
Yeah, I can't say I loved him, but I never looked at him and said, "Oh my God, it's like Cal Worthington." What'd you think of Cal Worthington?
Well, if I needed a better car, I would have gone to see him.
You would have gone to see Cal?
Yeah.
If it's over, go see Cal?
Yes.
When your furniture needs a going through, RB Furniture will show you something new. RB Furniture, decorators, RB Furniture, innovators, RB Furniture. Come on, let's go. This was a song, Josh.
Yeah, was this?
Could you get that out of your head?
New York or here?
Here.
Okay, I don't remember it.
Innovators. If you're going to put a fake word, right?
Yeah.
Any word can rhyme with that fake word.
Sure, but they were making up other fake words to rhyme with it.
I guess you don't even remember
Which
that
makes
company.
it Susian almost.
A Susan? Oh, insouciant.
No, Susian. Dr. Susian.
What does that mean? Who's Dr. Susian?
Who's Dr. Seuss?
Oh, it's very Dr. Susian. Why would you use something that you know would alienate me? Because I don't get
You know, it's always a wild card what's going to fucking throw you off the horse.
Well, it's one of my favorite characters is this guy. Why would you do this on the podcast, Josh?
Why would you make me look stupid?
Why would
again?
Come on, Josh. Josh, you know better than to have me continue on the podcast with nothing. I wrote down things.
Yeah. What's the next thing?
All right, let's see. I did tell you that I'm going to start doing the card system. I'm only going to have a set of cards for everything in my life.
Okay.
And I'm going to work off of them.
Right.
But I'm going to use the same ones for therapy as I use for...
Deal a Life? Is that your new Deal a Life system?
See, people who are under 70 won't remember Deal a Meal.
Now you've given them a clue.
Deal a Meal was Richard... Simmons thing. How did it work? Do you know? Did you ever try it?
No, I didn't try it.
Did you sweat to the oldies?
No, I sweated around Richard Simmons.
When was this? You don't... this is the way you want to get your name dropping in. I know how you do it. You'll say his name and you go, sure, I spent time with Richard Simmons. Why am I sweating like a pig?
I don't know.
Is it hot? Or is it just my career?
I don't know. I'm sweating a little too.
Okay, so what happened? He was on Greg Kinnear.
He was. I think a couple times. And I don't really have a story. He hit me once. He slugged me really hard in the arm once.
And when he was kidding around, right?
Yeah. So
what did you do to Richard Simmons?
He was talking to someone else from the show, and I walked up, and they were like, "Where are you going?" And I think I said, with glee, probably because it was Richard Simmons, "I'm going to have a cigarette and then go have a cheeseburger."
Oh my God! So he was
Yeah.
Kidding with you.
Yeah, but it was hard for a little
For a little guy.
for a little guy like that.
He, I don't know exactly what happened, but I know I do have insider stuff from being on Letterman.
Yeah.
Some of it I haven't revealed yet. None of it is juicy.
Huh. Quite a tease.
But this one I love is the Richard Simmons would really get on Dave's nerves a lot.
Yeah, he's irritating.
Yeah, and Dave would really get mad because, Dave has a bad back.
Yeah.
And everyone who knows Dave, I'm not saying I know Dave, but if you don't, it's like one of the reasons why that guy who kicked his shoe off got in trouble. Remember that guy?
Yeah.
Who was that guy?
That guy was.
Forget it.
I want to say Christian.
Oh yeah.
But
I can't remember his name. It's not Christian Bale.
No.
But anyway.
But it was the guy who played the dad on Back to the Future.
Right.
Yeah.
Tom Wilson? No. He doesn't like. So if you don't want to wrench him. If you're a guest on the show, don't wrench him.
Yeah.
They'll even tell you that.
Don't wrench Dave.
Like don't knock into him.
No sudden moves.
No
with
sudden.
Dave.
No. Yeah. So Richard Simmons was during this best of show, I think, or some kind. He was dressed like a chicken.
Okay.
And he came out and he started to like grab Dave by the back.
Uh-oh.
So Dave turned around and shot him with that how you put fire out machine.
A fire extinguisher.
And to the point where
With the how you put fire out machine.
no, but to the point where he was having trouble breathing and all that kind of stuff. And one of my friends on the show, he just saw later on, you saw Richard Simmons kind of maybe weeping.
Really? Out of sadness or
Out of sadness. No, because I think I got hurt by I think it's not probably good for you. You get that stuff sprayed on you.
Probably not. But. Crispin Glover.
Crispin Glover, that's who it was, who was pretending to be a character.
Kind of.
And then
I'm strong. I can kick.
And then he kicked towards his head.
Yeah.
Right? And then the thing went flying.
No, he didn't kick his shoe off. He just kicked close enough in the air by Dave's head.
And they went
Dave
right
was
to
like,
commercial?
Okay, all right, we'll be right back.
The other one that was great, though, which was planned, was Andy Is it Kaufman?
Kaufman.
When he did the thing with Jerry Lawler on Letterman.
Yeah.
Because even though that was planned, it looked so scary.
It totally did, yeah. I remember it as a kid.
Do you think that was something that was planned, but still those guys still looked like Lawler looked mad because Andy threw water at him?
Yeah, but that's what he does for a living.
Yeah, so you don't think anything in there got out of hand or anything?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Or probably so. Oh God, that guy. He really was.
And I'm
great.
sure Andy went do whatever you move you want, but no, they were. It was a fully planned thing. But apparently, I mean, from what I've gathered,
yeah.
I don't know if Letterman was in on it.
Right,
at the time.
right. I got the feeling he was just from. First of all, he's a big wrestling fan.
Yeah, but he's not a good actor.
Don't say that to me. He's my hero.
He's my hero too, but he's not a good actor.
Wasn't he in Cabin Boy?
Yeah, he's not a good actor.
I don't think he thinks he's a good actor.
I think not too. That's why he chose.
What's your take on his beard? My mother said to me, he has a new show. I don't like that beard.
Yeah. I like the beard just because it's just an expression of him being defiant.
He's a Weisenheimer.
Yes.
He wants
Did you watch the Obama interview?
I haven't seen. Is it all out now on Netflix?
Just that one episode.
Oh, I haven't seen it. How was it?
It was good.
Yeah, I want to see it.
I mean, it's like two guys you love, so on some level. It's like this podcast.
Oh, mommy. When was that first used as a comedy staple? Probably in vaudeville?
The laugh and
the laugh
tears.
cry.
Yeah, I don't know.
Got to be vaudeville.
It's vaudevillian.
Vaudevillian style. Here's the thing I'm excited about with this new David Letterman show.
That's that.
When Johnny Carson retired, I remember, I know Phil Rosenthal. I don't want to drop a name, but I will drop a name if you force me to.
Okay.
So I know Phil Rosenthal, and he had, there was a friend of ours, Tony DeSena. He was a writer on The Tonight Show.
Yes, actually.
You know Tony?
Yeah, Tony's a very good friend of mine.
How come we don't know this?
We do.
We do.
Yes.
We goddamn do know
that. No, Tony's a very good friend of mine.
Hey, he's the greatest.
He was actually hired on the phone by Johnny Carson when he lived in New Jersey.
I don't know that story. That's great.
Yeah, and Johnny called at Thanksgiving. And, like, Tony was working on Uncle Floyd at the time.
Maybe we should have only guests like Tony DeSena and Joel Madison.
Tony listens to the show. Hi, Tony.
Hi, Tony. Hi, Tony.
So I don't want to tell your story, Tony, but it's a good story, the Carson story.
Okay, so they went out to have what's his story? Well, they had lunch with Carson. Tony arranged it.
Yeah.
Lunch with Carson and DeSena and Phil Rosenthal. And Phil said the only thing that was kind of like you did notice was his voice was permanently more raspy.
Right.
And so
he had emphysema.
And I noticed that in the 92 show. You could tell his voice, it wasn't like raspy like that,
right.
But you could tell it was going that way. I don't think he would have wanted to be on the air with a raspy voice. I just don't think he would have.
Yeah, I also just think he was done.
He was done anyway. Yeah, even though Leno tried to get him off sooner.
Probably.
Yeah, no, they planted that article. She planted an article saying he's losing it, Carson. So that's one of the reasons why they hated each other. Anyway, who wants to go back over that again? I certainly don't. But what were we talking about?
About Letterman Obama interview.
Okay. So I did know. Okay, so here's the thing. I think I think that Letterman could continue this show, and this could never have been done in any time period but now, where you could do a show like this and have people watch it and everything,
right?
And it not be
and get paid like $80 million or whatever they paid
which he doesn't even. I probably doesn't even care about. But the point is,
probably cares about $80 million.
I think it fits into his actual lifestyle. I think he will enjoy it and do more of them.
Oh, I bet he will.
Yeah.
Why not?
Well, because I think, but I guess what I'm roundabout saying was, I don't think Johnny was comfortable with that voice, because I could tell it sounded like he was older. Right. You know, so if you're a comedian, you would have had to do a raspy voice. It might have been. You think that's minor? I
think that's minor. I mean, I think he got sick. You know.
How come you never let me say something that's so like just insightful? Can I be insightful?
I didn't buy the insight.
Why is it that did you take a course in being a devil's advocate? Did you study in college?
I went to Trump University.
Get me the DA on the phone.
I studied under Professor Roy Cohn.
Can you be a DA under almost anything? Like if I introduce a topic, you can almost always tell me the opposite view?
If you give me time, I can find a way to contradict you.
I think Hitler was the worst.
I think he had some points.
All right, I will
Not
give you...
so much about the Jews. That I totally disagree with.
All right, I'll give you some time.
I'm the least racist person you'd ever meet when it comes to genocide.
I'll tell you that. Oh, man. So, that's all I had on that one.
That's it? You think that your whole insight was Johnny Carson never came back because he was hoarse?
No, it was more like excitement about Letterman continuing.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, I don't know if I said this before on the show, and if I have, please forgive me, but the reason I did those field pieces was because he couldn't do them anymore. Because he would get mobbed. He used to do field pieces all the time, but he would get mobbed. And in fact, in general, he's like that level of celebrity where he is mobbed when he goes out. And it's not comfortable for him.
Right.
So that's why I think
it's counterproductive to the comedy.
Absolutely. That's why I think he loved that bit where he'd send Rupert G in with a camera in his head.
Yeah.
So this would be something that he could just do wherever he wanted to do it, and it would be no problem. So I'm excited about it on that level.
Well, it's in a theater. It's in front of an audience in a theater.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, so he's going to... All right. Well, don't listen to me. Where was the theater?
I can't remember where the theater was.
Did they seem to like it?
But I did talk to the director on Twitter. 7 cameras he used.
Who's the director?
Michael Bonfiglio.
Oh. And you told me Twitter wasn't a real place. Now look at this. You're talking to Michael Bonfiglio.
Yes. Speaking of Twitter, do you want to look at some of our...
I was going to, as a joke, send in a question. That would have been funny, right?
That would have been so funny.
Right?
If you want to get on your phone and do it, you still can. So we asked for, we got a number of them.
This is exciting.
Isn't it? Exhausted 2, TOO, For Test Show 37, I'm hoping Andy Kindler and J. Elvis Weinstein can deconstruct boasting that one is the least racist person that you've ever met. What might someone really be saying when they say that? Well, we actually did cover that a little bit. But
we did cover that. Well, there's no I mean, Josh, there's no way Josh is...
Let's go to the montage.
No way that Josh is less prejudiced than me. I'm the least prejudiced. Trump is kidding about it, but I really am. I've taken a test.
Yeah, have you?
Yeah. And the test is...
I took the BuzzFeed We Can Tell You What Kind of Racist You Are by these 6 questions.
They don't have that on BuzzFeed, right? That's a joke.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a joke.
Okay. All right, then.
Uh-oh. John K. Emilianoff says, what are y'all's opinions on the Pete Holmes show crashing on HBO? I like it, though it seems that anyone who has listened to mainstream comedy podcasts at all for the last 6 years already knows every plot point. What would Andy Kindler's Manhattan corner barking sound like?
Who barks on the corner in Manhattan?
Comics trying to...
I haven't kept up with the show. I enjoyed
flyers.
the show when I watched it the first season, but I haven't kept up on it that much. How about you?
Wow, that's a hot take.
Would you care to weigh in? I've weighed in on so many things. Why do I want to cause trouble with Pete Holmes? I haven't been watching the show that much, though. I will admit to that.
Yeah.
Are you gonna go wild on the show?
No, I think the show's fine. I'm not gonna. Wow.
God, this is a terrible.
It's you know, it's like I say about every showbiz based thing. It's like I'm very rarely rooting for the person to succeed in show business in showbiz fiction.
Well, and I think we've had this talk before. In the old days, you couldn't even mention that you were stand up at a meeting. That even that you did stand up at any point. You had to always talk about I'm a dad who lives in New Jersey.
Right.
And now every show you have to be a stand-up.
Right, exactly.
Every single show.
Yes, everything is
That's great.
A day in the life.
Yes.
Frank McLaughlin. Love the podcast. I could listen to you two discuss the phone book. Well, that's episode 4. The impromptu singing and old-time radio play banter particularly crack me up. Thanks for it all. Thanks, Frank.
Thank you, Frank. I wish I worked on the show in my private time. I would work on so many. Mr. Weinstein, come in, please.
Yes.
Mr. Weinstein, I'm very upset with you.
What have I done, Mr. Kindler?
Well, what have you done? What have you done? See, then this is the problem.
Are you padding?
Yeah,
Kindler?
I'm padding it. If I did write these beforehand, then that would be something. But obviously, I haven't written anything. But I do love it. I love the old radio play. I wish we did more like thrillers and radio plays.
Yeah.
And made sounds like
Mr. Kindler, why do you have a gun?
It's over, Weinstein. Ka-choo, ka-chang, ka-choo. Don't be a baby.
I'll
punch you again.
Why are you adding insult to injury?
I am not.
You've shot me 3 times. Now you're punching me.
Because
that's just wrong.
I'm cruel.
Now I'm not going to tell you.
Now I'm stepping on your testicles.
I'm not going to tell you where the treasure is.
I'm stepping on your testicles now.
Oh, you really are, and it hurts.
Of course, it took me a while to find them.
Wow, you are hurting me on so many levels here.
I can't believe we don't have a show on Adult Swim with this kind of energy. Bank. Who wrote that? Whose song is that?
Potato.
Potatoes.
Yoshi Yamamoto.
I love Yoshi. Shout out to Yoshi.
What are your thoughts on comics moving to LA or New York City early in their careers? Do you think most comics should start out smaller cities first as a general rule? And has your stance on this changed at all between the time you guys started and the current comedy climate?
Well, I've made this point on the podcast before.
Yeah.
That I would have had to have moved to another city. I was already in LA before I started.
Right, but this isn't you.
This is somebody else.
This is on comics. What?
Okay. I have revised my opinion. I don't even know if I revised it, but I think wherever you start comedy, you should stay there for a little while. I don't know. I don't really know. I think if you're having fun, I wouldn't rush. Right?
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's like go where there's stage time. Go where you can get all the fucking stage time you can get as often as you can get it. You know, and I think that's not New York or LA, honestly. If you're, if you can go to a city like Minneapolis has become right now, or Austin, or a city where there is a comedy community, but there's also, a chance of getting on stage on a regular basis. I say go there and don't do local stuff. Go there and get your set together, and put together at least, get your first hour of stuff so you can go on the road and get a couple of 10-minute sets that will play anywhere.
Yeah, I guess it's like, I guess it's also, I would think if, let's say you wanted to, when you want to decide that you want to do stand-up, I think it might be too much pressure to be thinking about moving at that same time or something. So I don't know what I'm saying.
There is no right way.
There is no right way.
I've talked to Louis Lee about this, and he's honestly a better sort of voice about it. Louis Lee is the owner of Acme Comedy Company in Minneapolis.
Which is featured in the show I Need You to Kill.
Yes, hey, that's right.
Thank you.
But that's what he kind of suggests, too, is get the stage time.
Right, but the thing is, I having started in L.A., I was playing like a theater in Lomita. I was playing rooms in Long Beach. I mean, you can start in L.A. and be completely invisible if you just happen to live here. But this is the argument again.
You can't necessarily get. I mean, I got stage time here 25 years ago, but I think the situation has changed even since then.
Oh, so you would? I just the whole idea of moving. I don't think I can move. How come your dogs love me so much now? I mean, they don't just like me. They've been calling me during the week.
Yeah.
One more thing about this topic.
Okay.
I do think it matters what kind of environment you like. Like, I would have been too scared to go to New York because I was from New York, and it was frightening. I didn't like the atmosphere that much. So if I had a choice of this city, that city, and let's say you want a more laid-back living thing, you would maybe go to Austin, or you go... Am I making any sense at all?
Well, I mean, I think, you're sort of putting it in terms of you, where it's like, if it's, if you're already in New York or LA, don't move away, probably.
No, but I've heard people who say, don't you think there are people who more love New York and then people like don't love New York, just in general, from random people in the population, people who visit New York. They love it.
Yeah.
And I'm more on the, I don't love it. It gives me a headache.
Right. Yeah, no, it was intimidating to me when I was a young man.
Right.
The thought of living there and navigating that, I've since sort of realized that sort of people are people, but...
Yeah, so maybe it's my own thing. I think it's also when you grow up, it's rough.
But, I always loved that whole go do 6 sets a night around New York thing that, I never did, but I always was part of the fantasy of what New York comedy was,
Yeah, I guess also I think if I was rich, I wouldn't mind living in Manhattan.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to live in Queens and go into Manhattan because I started in Queens.
Right. Yeah, no, if it's a parents' house situation, then,
Okay, I'm good with that.
All right, moving on. Chanel or Channel, I'm not sure which.
I think it's Chanel, but I haven't spoken to her about it.
Hey guys, how has your comedy influence changed over the years? Do you still feel influenced by the comedians you looked up to when you started out? Not really. I mean, I still, the great ones I still look up to, but like, I wouldn't say I'm taking anything from the Dennis Miller column these days as I would have in 87.
I think it's also, the longer you do it, the harder it is to think about influences because you're already doing it.
Yeah.
But I still, in terms of life, I still gravitate towards the same kind of comedians like Letterman, Richard Lewis. I do still like the same kind of self-deprecating, vulnerable
Yeah, the people
thing.
I've always loved, I think I still love.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think of myself as having any influences anymore. I feel like it's a continuation. At this point, it's a continuation of my own path.
Right. And also I think like your friends, like I'm friends with James Adomian and I think he's hilarious. So if you hang out with your friends who you like, you're going to be influenced that way. Kind of. That made no sense. But,
are you saying you're stealing stuff from James Adomian?
No, actually he does me so funny. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But, the only thing I will say is I think it's an exciting time period for people to see comedy. And maybe I'm wrong about that. I just feel like comedy's gotten better somehow.
I think so too. No, I think the average comic you'll see now versus what you'd see
in the 80s,
in the 80s or 90s even.
90s. So it's a different field.
It's just going to be better and more interesting.
Because everybody's...
Yeah, it's going to be, even the things that make comedy generic these days are way more interesting than the things that made comedy generic You know,
Well, just
like it's almost confessional comedy
yeah,
is pretty generic at this point, and yet it's still someone confessing something. You know?
that's true. Because I think the problem with the comedy that when it all sounded the same was everybody was like, "Have you ever noticed?" And
yeah, because
how many
everyone
of
was
these people?
observing. It was all
Yeah.
things that were outside yourself. You know.
Right.
Except there was those exceptions. There was the Kevin Meanies and the Dana Goulds and the.
Well, the French have said the plus le blanc change, the more le change que change. You know what that means?
The more things change, the more they fall
stay the
apart as a sentence.
Le plus le chat de change. My wife has pointed out, it's not just my wife, but she's been one of the people that's pointing out that I'm more obnoxious than usual. And I really don't know how to get over it.
Yeah.
My friend Janet said, stop apologizing, which I thought was a good thing for her to say.
Right.
Because I get into this mode where I'm just so sorry.
Right.
And sorry doesn't cut it all the time.
No, not when it's just a tick.
I love, do you have to, I call what you just did piling on. That's what I would call it.
No.
I don't.
Getting to the heart of the matter.
Oh, man, holy moly. I just wanted to let you know, Josh, on the air, that without revealing where we live in Mayberry,
Yeah.
that there's a market that's closing. That's
I know. I was just there the other day for their. Is there anything they're doing a liquidation of our grocery store?
Yeah, but
is there anything sadder than like a food garage sale?
You see, that's where we're different.
you were excited.
Oh my God, my heart leaped. I had to restrain myself from buying 3
just like
small items.
straight arm, just way down the deli thing.
I got 25% off every goddamn thing I bought.
Yeah, but they jacked the prices back up to
please
normal
don't tell me
prices.
that. Please don't tell me that.
Did.
Don't tell me that because that's what I'm suspecting.
That's what they did.
Come on, there's no.
Because usually they have the club card prices for everything, so they just wiped out all the
they're
club
gone.
card things. So they jacked it up to way too price, and then took 25%
Hey, you
off,
know what?
which
You're
is
getting
still more than the club card price.
You're getting the club card price.
Everything must go. This cheese, get it out of here. These eggs, there's no room for these. These eggs must go.
Yeah, there is something about. It doesn't seem like a liquidation
Take
sale.
this chicken. It's priced to move. Go. Don't even think twice.
Run. You
And
don't
it
think
was
there's
like all
still
the,
bargains?
there were certain things that were total, it's like anything that was like kind of expensive that was completely cleared out, and
Oh, before everything must go, some things went.
yes.
Hey, get that lobster over to Burbank.
All right.
Well, that was a bad
It
example.
was a bad example, but
But I was looking for the things that are normally locked up, not to steal them.
Right,
But
but
sometimes
that's
I don't
what-
want to buy a razor because I have to go get somebody to open the cabinet for me.
Right.
But those weren't there.
no, because that's what everyone goes for is the razor blades and the things.
So
the
you're
high
basically-
buck because everything was.
You're basically saying there's no way of getting this liquidation sale unless it's an individual store that really is going out of business.
Well, I mean, there was some stuff that seemed like it was good price, and I bought some of that stuff. But I was actually going there to do a regular grocery shop
Me
the other
too.
day, and then I was like, oh shit.
Oh yeah, because I noticed that almost not everything's gone, but like whole aisles are gone,
Yeah.
or half of the whole aisles. And I don't know what I'm going to do, Josh. You know how used to getting up
so
and walking to the
convenient.
goddamn
I
supermarket
know.
is. I've
I've lived in the neighborhood for 20 years, Andy. It's a whole other muscle memory for me. It's a whole other level.
So in other words, you really took advantage of that a lot too? No, you would drive there.
I drove there, but it was
Still
it was
close.
so very close. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Well,
was impulse item close.
right. But you'll probably go over the Gelsons.
Probably so. And the Whole Foods.
How about Ralph's?
not so
How about the
much.
7-story Ralph's?
I don't like the 7-story Ralph.
I'm more used to it than I was before, but how used to it do I want to get? Do I want to be living at Ralph's? You can see me get deflated there? It's nice.
It's like, I just said something that sounds like a joke.
That really, at that moment, I have to say, I think I got disgusted with everything up to this point in my life.
But you didn't apologize, which is good.
I know. I'm so sorry about that. I don't want to be the apology. I don't want to be the apology guy.
Michelle Wisecarver says,
Cool.
you guys are both pretty musically inclined. What are some of your favorite band songs, musicians? Let's go Desert Island. Let's do 5 Desert Island.
so bad
you don't
at
have to
this.
go albums. You can just go artists.
I love
Steely Dan.
I do love Steely Dan, but I would go. My favorite artist is maybe Dylan,
Okay.
and then I love Steve Earle,
Okay.
Lucinda Williams,
Okay.
the Beatles.
You got one more.
Oh, well, I can't do this Desert Island. Did I say Los Lobos?
No.
Los Lobos.
Okay, you're selling out Paul Simon for Los Lobos?
I know I can't. Simon's got to be on there.
Okay.
Make it 10.
Okay.
How about you?
You want another 5? Go ahead.
I get so scared when people ask me these things because I can't remember names all of a sudden.
All right. I'd go Elvis Costello.
Yes,
I'd go probably Talking Heads.
absolutely.
I would go Randy Newman.
Yes.
I would go something hip hop. Maybe Jay-Z. Maybe, I don't know, maybe
I don't
Kanye,
know enough
know.
about hip hop.
Maybe Eminem, but...
Eminem I enjoy, but like a white person enjoys him.
Right.
Eminem's good.
And then maybe something fluffy poppy like Fountains of Wayne.
No, you can't make your Desert Island disc. Good Charlotte is your last choice. The 1910 Fruit Gum Company.
That...
It's a hard thing because I was like I love
it's not
John.
real.
I love
You're not going to end up on a desert island, first of
That's
all.
true.
So,
but not with
take it
this
down a
global
notch.
woman. John Hyatt. I went through different. I was like obsessed with John Hyatt for years. You know who I really loved for years was REM, especially their earlier albums.
Yeah, I like REM a lot. I mean, I'll listen to him on the plane before it crashes on the desert island, but I'm afraid I can't.
But I also love. There's so many great things that I love. B-52s.
Yeah.
I love all the people from the Traveling Wilburys and their various bands. George Harrison.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about Roy Orbison, but I wish I knew more because he was great.
Yeah. Candy colored clown.
What's that one called?
It was In Dreams.
Oh. You decide I'm not going to launch into my Roy Orbison
I really
impression.
did. Yeah. Because it didn't. If that first couple of notes would have come out Orbison-y, then I
Yeah.
might have followed through, but I wasn't even on it.
Orbison-y.
So why correct?
But I liked all the classics too. I loved Crosby, Stills and Nash. I loved Cream. I mean, I loved the groups.
Okay, I'm bored.
Okay.
Yoshi Yamamoto again. I recently ordered an extra copy of I Wish I Was Bitter,
Yeah.
partially to give to a friend who was a recent Kindler convert and partially to see how long Andy would procrastinate to send it.
I saw it. Not that
I
I'm
was proud when I got the shipping alert on the 6th day.
Yes, and I'm not saying we have such a small operation that I saw his name come up. But yes, that was the most exciting thing that happened at Big Phony Studios that day. That's the name of the company. Big Phony Studios.
It's Big Phony Studios.
What was the name on your checks?
I never got a check from you.
Oh.
Ever.
Well, now the anger comes.
Oh, where's my package, bitch?
That got a little bit out of you got a little out of hand there.
Casanova Frankenstein,
Yes.
who
Yes.
changed his name for a while there. Now he's back.
What was he?
I don't know. I
Oh.
can't remember what he changed it to. If I lug my drum set and cymbal collection out there and pick up XO and Peruche on the way out, is there someplace we can all get together and jam out?
This sounds like something that we're going to plan and then try to back out of.
I see. That's the difference between you and me. Is I would just not plan it. I'm afraid no.
Oh, I see. I thought what you were going to say is yes.
Nah, I hate jamming. I really do. Because I'm not a good enough player on anything.
Who else is in the band?
That'd be Casanova Frankenstein, Peruche, and at California Chris, who I don't know.
I don't know. We are sinking on our own. Do we want to take on more water?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with I just fucking hate jamming.
I kind of not my best friend, because he once told me that I wasn't his best friend. So then I started to sour on him.
Yeah,
But one of my best friends, I call him Bill Kaufman.
yeah. How old were you when you had this discussion?
I don't know.
About who's
Well,
best
Bill
friend?
Kaufman, yeah. He just told me. I said he was my best friend at the time, and he said he heard that and said, "Well, you can name somebody else." I think he should have given me a little,
Yeah,
I
that
can't
really
think.
seems
So-
unnecessary to bring
so
that
great.
up like that. I heard you call me your best friend. Don't be doing that because Steve is actually my best friend. Is that how the conversation went?
I don't remember, but he said to me, I see him once a year, or a couple times a year, whatever. But he said, like, every time I see him, he wants to jam.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do it. I feel terrible not doing it, but I feel worse because I want to play with people like I would like to play with you once.
Yeah.
I'd like to play with these guys I performed with in the 70s.
Right.
And I haven't done that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's why my instinct is saying we can't do this. Not only that, but I'm going to take out restraining orders on Casanova, just the name Casanova.
That's it. Yeah, I like playing songs, but just jamming is never good for me.
Oh, just go on. Just play E. Do me a favor, play E.
Right.
Hey, we're going to do a 1-4-5. Into it? Shuffle?
Mark Maron once said, this is also Casanova Frankenstein. Mark Maron once said traveling with Andy Kindler was like traveling with the history
of the Jews.
Yes, the history of the Jewish people is what this said.
I'm sorry.
Andy, do you have a favorite or standout memory from your stand-uppity tour with Mark Maron and Eugene Merman?
Yeah, I mean, the favorite for all of us was the same story, was that it was an early iPhone and the directions to places weren't that good, so we got lost. And then it said, "Get on ferry." So we were so lost that we had gone to the directions where you would have to get on a ferry to get somewhere. And then there was just like we had a lot of arguments. Mark was a lot more moody back then.
Yeah.
And we were all moody because Eugene was doing better career-wise than us.
Okay.
And that bothered us.
Was he the headliner of the tour? Or?
No, I think he was nice enough to split everything, but I don't know, he just seemed like, Eugene seemed like he had the world on a string.
Yeah.
And so that, and he's also, Eugene, who I love, he is a little bit like you, where he has a lot invested in being cool. I'm just kidding. No, but I mean, he doesn't get upset.
Yeah.
Mark and I tend to get upset more.
What's this? That's the second time you said a lot invested in being cool.
I'm trying to fake insult you.
Okay.
Because you aren't that way. You aren't that way. But I would say that you would more likely say you're reserved. Your default position is more reserved than it is, "Get over here, Andy. Come here. Bring it in."
Right.
So you're not normally effusive.
Right.
So I think that goes along with that is I don't think you're trying to be hip, but it's easier for me to see it that way because it makes me feel better about myself.
Okay. If that's what you need, I'm good.
Boom.
That's not cool.
See, now this is why I don't think therapy's helped me at all. Because I there's no way that I could, if you said to me you're very mad, angry, and that isn't cool, I would totally believe it.
Yeah.
And then I would say, he's got a point. And that's how it happens.
And then you'd say you're sorry.
Because all I'm already thinking, does he really think that I'm saying he's too cool? Because I'm doing a bit, but maybe I'm so obnoxious with my bits that my bits are so based on putting people down that it's so built into me. I don't know how obnoxious I am.
Well, I was just trying to decode if you were saying, when you say I have so much invested in being cool, do you think
that was a joke?
No, I know, but I just mean was it an accusation of an affectation?
No,
okay,
no, because that would be no. The only affectation would be when I do my impression of you. How's it going, Joe? That's good. I mean, is that an affectation?
When you do it, it is. But
well, I don't know if you want to talk about this, but I do think it is a little bit pretentious that you smoke a pipe during the podcast.
Well, it goes with the tweed jacket and the.
This is what after the podcast, if I hang around too much, Josh will have a pipe out, he'll have slippers on, and he'll say, "Indubitably, Mr. Kindler, indubitably."
After you say, "Should I leave?"
No, you have no. And if I was making a point, it was an incorrect point. It was just a joke, but it wasn't a good joke. Jokes have to be funny. I always tell the people.
Amelia Fox, if you were in a comedy club and you saw a comic on stage doing your material, that's not. I don't think that's possible.
Why are they trying to?
How
bomb?
would each of you handle the situation? Also, why do known joke thieves continue to get booked?
Well, I never expect that I never expect that someone has stolen my material.
Right.
And I think one of the big mistakes that people make, and you see it on Twitter all the time, people on Twitter think that if they came up with something similar to somebody else, that the person stole it from them.
Right.
Whereas comics, basically, unless you're insecure, the premise could be worked out different ways. So,
and also, just because you were the first person to make a joke that 1 billion people made doesn't make you not a hack.
Right. But he is talking about something like when it came to the fat Jewish guy, the fat Jew, whatever his name was.
Right. Well, he's talking about comedy clubs too. And it does, and generally, certainly if a joke thief knows you're in the room, he ain't going to do the joke. But
but you wouldn't. Have you ever known someone was? But now, why they keep going is because I think it's always a hard thing. Like there are groundswells of feelings against people who steal, right?
Yeah, it happens. But for the most part, club owners don't give a shit. If you draw and you kill, then
it's a personal thing in terms of It's a personal thing in terms of I think it's a horrible thing. You should never steal. So, but it's also like, what do you do about it? Is the other part of it.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I was always of the shrug it off. There was a couple times where people have told me that they saw other people doing a joke of mine. And most of the time you go, whatever, it's parallel development.
Right.
And if not, you go, whatever.
But let me say this.
I've had people accuse me. I had someone call me up one time years ago, someone I had worked with on the road, who saw their joke on The Simpsons.
Oh, I thought, yeah.
Written by the other Josh Weinstein. and called me up to accuse me of stealing.
Oh, that must have been a delightful call.
It was kind of fun.
Did he feel terrible?
I don't know if he felt terrible, but I tried.
Oh, that is so great. That's so great. Yeah. But also the thing is that, I don't know, I think we covered it. I was going to say something else about it, but.
Joke thieves.
It's such a thing. I get worried because I'm OCD. I'm always worried. Have I heard it before?
Yeah, well, I think everyone does. I always do. Whenever you have new material, that first time you do it, you're just worried that someone's going to go, that's Ed Jarvis's bit.
And also, when you build up a reputation as being someone who's honest, people don't normally. I would not, like, if I was friends with a comedian, I would never think, my first instinct wouldn't be to think he stole it. The people who've stolen stuff, they kind of all have, if you've heard about it, there's probably fire on, I'm not going to bring them up here, but the classic people that they talk about.
Yeah.
Being thieves.
Yeah, and I think that, there's probably people who get big quick.
That's true.
Who burn through material and they start harvesting from.
Yeah. Harvesting sounds like.
Like every open stager, my theory is like even every open micer has one good joke.
And you take it?
I collect. I'm a collector.
I'm a curator. I call it outsider comedy.
I'm an aggregator. I'm an onstage aggregator. Cynthia C. Can people who have never suffered or felt inferior or shame in society have a sense of humor? No, be really funny? I haven't met any.
I don't get that quite. In other words, if you've never been an underdog, you mean?
Yeah, never suffered or felt inferior. Like non-broken people, I think.
Oh, I think John Mulaney's hilarious. I don't think, but you see, John Mulaney may have more pain than he's letting on to be. I don't know. I don't think you can.
I don't know. I think he has a lot invested in being cool.
Oh.
Potato.
Tuesday. Funny cars. I forget the question. What was the question?
Can people who aren't fucked up be funny?
Yes, that I think you can be well adjusted and be funny.
I think so too.
I think it's separate. I think a sense of humor is separate from how bad your life has gone. But there may be a connection. But there is a connection between looking at horrible things with a sense of humor and having a sense of humor.
Right. Yeah, like my sense of humor isn't pain-based. My sense of humor is it was taught to me as a pain antidote.
Right.
But it was taught to me. It wasn't like I had to get a sense of humor in order to survive my family. It was like,
right.
I got a sense of humor to thrive in my family.
Yes. Yeah. And the cliche is like, the Jewish comedian who's got problems. But it was like Richard Lewis was one of a kind.
Andy Kindler.
Oh, I don't like that when you bring it into that thing. I keep looking at you. I don't know these things. You have the controls.
Yeah, I don't think we have any more.
Wow. Now, what else?
Or if we do, I missed it.
Something coming up? What's coming up? You Need to Kill is still available.
I Need You to Kill available, obviously. We've mentioned it, but please get it at iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, pay-per-view. If you've watched it and liked it, go comment where you bought it.
Oh, man. I'm not yawning because you're plugging your stuff. It just happened to be at the same time that you were plugging your stuff.
Yeah.
You know what, Josh? This would be if I really did believe that you were trying to be cool. All right, now ask me what I have to plug.
Hey, Andy, what's coming up for you?
You know what? It's not about that for me, Josh.
Okay. So also,
that was your whole plan, was to just cut off whatever bit I launched into?
No, I didn't have a plan.
Whoa! I'm going to overreact to every single thing you say now. Woohoo!
Do you have gigs coming up? After the 22nd?
After the 22nd? I know I'm going to...
Do you have a particular show this week?
I'm going to Iowa.
You're what?
I have a particular show. I'm trying to stall now that I'm looking at my calendar. I have the particular show featuring Joel Madison.
Wow, there you go.
Friday, January 19th. That's not... That's before...
Oh.
Why can't we do things...
That's this Friday.
What?
That's this Friday.
God damn it. All right, well, then I'm going to be... I'm taping the podcast with Josh.
Uh-huh.
And Groundhogs. I'm going to Cedar Rapids.
When's that?
Thank you, Josh. January 31st, I'll be at a casino in Dubuque. Have you ever played that one?
No.
Stop laughing at me. It's not fair. And then Friday and Saturday, I'll be at Penguins in Cedar Rapids. Have you played there?
I have not.
You're from that area.
Yeah, never got to.
No, you're not from that area. You're not. Don't quit your day job.
No, I'm not. But I was from the state above it.
I don't know what I'm going to like myself after this show tonight. Who's scratching? Is that Doggy?
No, I think it's you.
Oh, all right. So do that.
Oh, I'm going to be at the Ice House on the 2nd and 3rd of February.
Whoa!
Opening once again for Tom Segura.
Cool.
I haven't been to the Ice House in 20 plus years.
24 North Mentor Avenue.
Thank you.
In Pasadena.
Thank you.
You better, when you go there, it's not as hard as
like
it was.
Jewish ways.
It's not impossible to park there, but allow time for parking.
Okay. Andy, I know how to drive to Pasadena.
Oh. See, that's who you have invested in, being that guy.
Yeah.
Too cool for school. What, did I strike a nerve there? Is that have you ever been accused?
It was a callback.
No, but have you ever been accused of being too hip?
Never too hip, but I'm sure I've been accused.
Aloof?
Probably aloof. No, I've never actually. No one's ever used the word aloof.
Aloof. You know what people use when they talk about me smoking hot? That guy smoking hot. I hear the women say it all the time.
No, they're saying smoking pot.
Do you think this joke? I like this joke, and it seems to work for me. Where I say, I'm on the road, and I say, I'm on the road now, folks. My wife's not with me this weekend. Sorry, ladies. How can you not?
It works good.
Did you listen to how many fake snores did you listen to when you were putting the best of show together?
I almost did a somnambulist montage.
Did you listen to everything?
No.
Good.
No, but it was hard. You had to find where everything is in every episode.
Is it 2 hours?
Yeah, it's like 2 hours.
You did a great job, my friend.
Thank you, my friend.
Well, I think that's all I got, unless you think that we need to fill in time. I mean, what, are you trying to belabor it?
Give us a write.
Yes.
At thoughtspiralshow@gmail.com.
What do you want us to talk about? For example, how many people out there miss when I used to do my hilarious material about the guy who lives near Josh? Should we bring back that segment?
Any follow-up on the sleep study?
No, I'm doing it again.
Are ya?
I've been approved to take a sleeping pill beforehand.
Really?
A 5 milligram Ambien. See, I thought that would throw off the sleep.
Yeah,
stuff,
you'd think so.
but they're saying it's not.
Huh, okay.
Not. And maybe what if the results come back? What did you take? A sleeping pill?
The problem isn't you're sleeping, Andy. It's your pillow.
Now, what is the deal with the pillow? I have memory foam.
What are you doing in my sleep study? I'm here to tell you about my pillow.
Now, I see your...
A CPAP machine? That's more like a C-crap machine.
I see you're using...
That was a pap smear is what that was. See what I did there?
I see you're using memory foam. Who says that to somebody?
Memory foam makes you lose your memory.
What's his problem with down? Then you're down.
Down pillows make your head go down.
And then you're down.
And then you have Down syndrome.
Okay, now, Josh, there's some things that are not appropriate. That was inappropriate.
Fiber-filled pillows give you fibrous tumors.
Does he also offer the, can you get a deal? If you get one pillow, that's all you get?
Oh, no. If you call now, you'll get 2 pillows.
But you have to call then.
Oh, and give them the code right now code.
The 24, and give us the special checkout code 24/7.
Wink, wink, 24/7. Hashtag.
What would be really getting a deal on that? Would be not ordering a pillow through the mail. Is that what your life has come to? I bet you. Did you tell me you have a one?
No.
My sister does.
Yeah.
And she says she likes it.
Yeah.
And she's out of the will.
I've heard both.
Oh, you've
Since
heard
people I've gotten a lot since we've started the My Pillow fascination, I guess.
Okay, have you gotten more than one people?
Yeah, I've gotten
And so
people
what's
who
the-
thought it was a piece of shit, and I've got people who like it.
Like evil?
I haven't met people who are like evangelical about it,
Right.
but they're yeah, that's pretty good.
I think if you buy anything from a person who uses the phrase patented fill, you should have a check your fill. Huh?
Nice.
Are you ever going to end the... How would you end the show if you were good at ending shows?
If I was good at ending shows,
What would you do? How would it happen?
My impression of Sean Anna's agent booking them
Into Woodstock.
into Woodstock.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, we've got, let's see, we've got Joe Cocker for you. And I'm going to bring in The Who for you. And I've got Shauna. Hello?